The woman was jogging leisurely in the woods when a pickup suddenly sped up behind her. Seeing her attractive figure, the men in the truck followed quietly, admiring the view. Only after they got bored did they call out to her. Mary wanted to confront them, but the pickup sped away. To her surprise, when she returned home, the very same men who had harassed her turned out to be the workers renovating her house. Seeing how tall and intimidating they were, Mary knew she wouldn't win in an argument. So she went inside and told her husband, Jack, hoping he would stand up for her. But Jack poured cold water on her instead. If you're going out for a run, you should wear a bra. Then men wouldn't bother you. The comment sounded normal enough on the surface, but Mary simply couldn't accept it. The more she thought about it, the angrier she became. She marched up to the attic window, opened it, and took off her coat right in front of the men downstairs. David, the leader of the group, figured that Mary must be fighting with her husband. He immediately began looking for an opportunity to intimidate Jack. If Jack turned out to be a coward, David believed he could take Mary for himself. One day when he learned Jack was driving into town, David had someone block the road on purpose. Thinking it was just traffic, Jack slowed down and followed. Only when he saw someone waving at him from the driver's seat did he swing the wheel to overtake, still greeting them politely, unaware he had just fallen into David's trap. Fortunately, Jack was a skilled driver, so nothing fatal happened. Shaken, he decided to stop by a bar for a drink, only to run into David and his crew again. They greeted him with ill intentions. Wanting to avoid trouble, Jack paid for their drinks and left quickly. A few days later, the town held a party, and Mary and Jack attended. During the event, an honest young man tried to publicly declare his secret relationship, but the girl's father was a violent thug. He didn't want the two seeing each other, and in anger, he pinned the young man down and beat him. No one dared intervene, except Mary, who stepped forward in time. Her act of bravery immediately put her on the thug's hit list. That night, as Jack was changing for bed, he opened the wardrobe, then abruptly shut it and sat stiffly on the bed, silent. Confused, Mary opened the wardrobe herself, only to find their cat hanging dead inside. Jack quickly shut all the doors and windows. He told her that once things calmed down, they would be safe. But Mary refused to swallow her anger. She grabbed a gun and tried to storm out for revenge, only to be stopped by Jack. After all, they didn't even know who the culprit was. Better to confirm first than act blindly. The next day, David and the others showed up to work as usual. Jack watched them from the window. He couldn't directly ask who killed the cat, so he invited them inside under the pretense of asking for help setting up traps. Mary brought beers to them, calling the cat's name as she walked, hoping to read their reactions. But to Jack's surprise, all of them stayed perfectly calm, even inviting him to go hunting with them. Determined to learn the truth, Jack got into the pickup with them the next day. Once they got out of the truck, he immediately asked who had broken into his house to kill the cat. But the men, as if rehearsed, all claimed ignorance. They then led him deeper into the woods. Jack walked through a thick fog, only to realize the group behind him had vanished. He called out for them, but before he could shout a second time, a bullet whizzed past his ear. If he hadn't dodged instinctively, he might have died on the spot. Later, he confronted the remaining men, who insisted it had been an accident. Then they simply continued walking as if nothing had happened. Jack, focused on the hunt, didn't notice that David was no longer among them, because David had already reappeared at Jack's front door.